She thought a layer of cheap concealer could hide the ugly bruises from her violent ex, but she didn't realize the city's most ruthless Mafia Don was watching her every move from the shadows. That very night, her abuser vanished off the face of the earth without a trace, dragging her into a terrifying world of luxury and lethal danger where the price of safety might be her soul. Trapped in his fortress with her mute brother, she discovers that the man everyone calls a monster is hiding a heartbreaking secret that binds their fates together in blood. But just when she thinks she's finally safe, a brutal betrayal shatters their sanctuary, forcing her to make a life or death choice that will leave you absolutely speechless. You have to watch until the very end to see the emotional twist that finally breaks her brother's silence. So hit that subscribe button and tell me in the comments, would you trust a villain to save your life? The morning light was gray. It came through the cracked blinds of the small apartment. Ava Russo sat at the kitchen table. She crushed a white pill between 2 spoons. The sound was loud in the quiet room. She scraped the powder into a cup of applesauce. She stirred it. "Eli," she called softly. "Breakfast." Eli walked into the kitchen. He was small for 7. He wore oversized pajamas. His chest moved up and down too fast. He sat down. He looked at the applesauce. He looked at Ava. Ava smiled. It was a forced smile. Her lip hurt where the skin was split. She covered it with her hand. "Eat up," she said. "We have to go." Eli ate. He did not speak. He never spoke. Ava stood up. She walked to the mirror in the hall. She checked her reflection. A purple bruise bloomed on her cheekbone. It was ugly. She applied concealer. She layered it thick. It hid the color, but not the swelling. She pulled her hair forward. Ava felt tired. She felt old. She grabbed her coat. She helped Eli with his jacket. "Stay close to me today," she said. Eli nodded. He took her hand. His grip was tight. They walked to the cafe. The wind was cold. It bit at Ava's exposed skin. She kept her head down. The cafe was busy. Steam rose from the espresso machine. Plates clattered. Ava clocked in. She led Eli to the corner booth. It was his spot. "Draw," she said. "Do not talk to anyone." She handed him his sketchbook. She handed him a black crayon. Eli opened the book. He started to draw circles. Ava tied her apron. She took a deep breath. Her ribs ached. "Order up," the cook shouted. Ava grabbed the plates. She walked into the dining room. She tried not to limp. A regular customer watched her. Mr. Henderson. He sat at the counter. "Rough night, Ava?" he asked. Ava froze. She put his eggs down. "Just clumsy," she said. Tripped on the stairs. Mr. Henderson looked at her cheek. He looked at her, limp. "Those must be some stairs," he said. Ava felt shame. It burned in her chest. "Coffee?" she asked. "Sure," he said. She poured the coffee. Her hand shook. Little brown liquid splashed onto the saucer. "Sorry," she said. She wiped it up. She walked away fast. She checked the corner booth. Eli was still there. He was safe. The bell above the door chimed. Ava looked up. Her breath caught. Frank stood outside. He looked through the glass. He wore a dirty jacket. His eyes were red. He saw her. He grinned. It was not a happy grin. Ava felt fear. It turned her blood to ice. She looked at Eli. He did not see Frank. Ava turned her back to the window. She focused on the tables. She focused on the work, but she felt Frank's eyes. They were heavy. They promised pain. The shift ended. The sun was setting. The street lights flickered on. Ava took out the trash bags. The alley was dark. It was narrow. She threw the bags into the dumpster. The metal lid clanged. "Hello, sweetie." Ava spun around. Frank leaned against the brick wall. He smoked a cigarette. The tip glowed orange. "Go away, Frank," Ava said. "I have no money." "I don't want money," Frank said. "Not today." He stepped closer. He grabbed her arm. His fingers dug into her bruise. Ava gasped. She tried to pull away. "Let go," she said. "You think you can hide?" Frank asked. "You think you can keep the boy from me?" "He is my brother," Ava said. "You have no rights." "I have rights," Frank said. "I paid the rent." "You lived there for free," Ava said. "Let go." She kicked him. Her boot hit his shin. Frank grunted. He loosened his grip. Ava pulled free. She ran back to the door. She fumbled with the handle. She opened it. She slipped inside. She locked it. Her heart hammered against her ribs. She leaned against the metal door. Outside, across the street, a black car sat idling. The windows were tinted dark. Inside the car, Luca Romano watched. He saw the man grab the woman. He saw the fear in her eyes. His hand tightened on the steering wheel. The leather creaked. "Matteo," Luca said. "Boss?" Matteo asked from the passenger seat. "Find out who that is," Luca said. "The man and the girl." "On it," Matteo said. Luca watched the alley door. He waited to see if the man would try again. The man kicked the dumpster. He spat on the ground. He walked away. Luca did not relax. The image of the woman's face stayed in his mind. She looked terrified, but she also looked fierce. She had kicked him. "Let's go," Luca said. Matteo put the car in gear. They drove away. Ava collected Eli. Her hands were still shaking. "Time to go home," she said. They walked fast. Ava checked every shadow. She held her keys between her fingers. The apartment was cold. The heater was broken again. Ava locked the door. She engaged the deadbolt. She put a chair under the handle. "Homework?" she said to Eli. Eli sat at the small table. He opened his book. Ava went to the window. She peeked through the blinds. The street was empty. Frank was gone. But the feeling of danger remained. 2 days passed. The rent was late. The landlord called 3 times. Ava ignored the calls. She had $20 until Friday. She walked to the cafe. Eli walked slower than usual. His face was pale. "My chest hurts," he signed with his hands. Ava knelt. She checked his forehead. It was warm. "I know, baby," she said. "Take deep breaths." She gave him a puff from the inhaler. He wheezed. "We will get more medicine soon," she said. They arrived at the cafe. Ava was 10 minutes late. Her manager, Steve, waited by the clock. "Late again, Russo," he said. "My brother is sick," Ava said. The bus was slow. "Always an excuse," Steve said. "Get to work. Table 4 is waiting." Ava put her bag down. She settled Eli in the booth. She gave him water. She grabbed her pad. She walked to table 4. A man sat there. He wore a charcoal suit. It looked expensive. He read a newspaper. Ava recognized him. She had seen him around the neighborhood. People stepped out of his way on the sidewalk. "Coffee?" she asked. The man looked up. His eyes were dark, almost black. They found hers. Ava felt a jolt. It went down her spine. "Black," he said, "and the daily special." "Coming right up," Ava said. She walked to the counter. Her hands felt unsteady. "Who is that?" she asked the cook. The cook looked. He turned pale. "That's Luca Romano," he whispered. "Don't stare. Just serve him." Ava felt fear. Romano. The name meant violence in this part of the city. She brought the coffee. She brought the eggs. Luca watched her. He watched her hands. He saw the faint yellow of the fading bruise on her wrist. "Thank you," he said. His voice was low. It was rough velvet. Ava nodded. She moved away. She checked on Eli. He had his head on the table. He looked exhausted. Ava felt helpless. She needed money for the doctor. She needed money for rent. She worked the shift. She refilled coffees. She wiped tables. Luca stayed for an hour. He read the paper. He watched the room. Finally, he stood up. He put money on the table. Ava went to clear it. There was $100 bill and a business card. Romano Construction. There was a number on the back. "In case you need anything," a voice said. Ava turned. Luca stood behind her. He was tall. Broad shoulders filled the space. Ava looked at the money. It was too much. "I cannot take this," she said. "It is a tip," Luca said. "It is charity," Ava said. She picked up the bill. She tried to hand it back. Luca did not take it. He stepped closer. "You need it," he said. "Take it." Ava felt humiliated. He saw her poverty. He saw her struggle. "I don't want your help," she said. She put the money in her pocket. She had to, for Eli. But she picked up the card. She walked to the trash can. She dropped it in. Luca watched her. His expression did not change. "Stubborn," he said. "Careful," Ava said. She walked away. Frank was waiting outside when her shift ended. He stood by the bus stop. He saw her coming. "Where is the money, Ava?" he shouted. Eli flinched. He grabbed Ava's leg. "Leave us alone," Ava said. "I know you got paid," Frank said. "Give it to me." He lunged. Ava pushed Eli behind her. She raised her hands. The black car pulled up to the curb. The window rolled down. Matteo leaned out. "Everything okay here?" Matteo asked. Frank froze. He looked at the car. He looked at Matteo. He recognized the car. Everyone knew the car. "Just talking," Frank said. His voice shook. "Walk away," Matteo said. Frank glared at Ava. He turned and walked away fast. Ava looked at the car. She could not see the back seat, but she knew he was there. She nodded once to Matteo. Matteo nodded back. The car drove off. Ava felt confused. She was afraid of Frank, but she was more afraid of the man in the back seat. The next day, Luca returned. He brought Matteo. They sat at the table closest to Eli's booth. Ava tried to ignore them. She focused on her work. Eli was drawing. He dropped his black crayon. It rolled across the floor. It stopped at Luca's shoe. Ava saw it happen. She started to rush over. Luca picked up the crayon. He held it out. Eli looked at him. Eli's eyes were wide. Luca reached into his pocket. He pulled out a chocolate bar, expensive foil wrapper. He placed the crayon and the chocolate on the table. "For the artist?" Luca said. Eli looked at the chocolate. He looked at Luca. Eli smiled. It was a shy, small thing. Ava reached the table. She snatched the chocolate away. "Do not give him things," she said. Her voice was sharp. Luca looked at her. He looked at the chocolate in her hand like it was a weapon. "It is just candy," Luca said. "I don't care," Ava said. "Stay away from my brother." He dropped his crayon. Luca said, "I returned it." "We don't need your help," Ava said. "You need help," Luca said. "Everyone needs help." "Not from you," Ava said. She grabbed Eli's hand. "Come on, Eli. Move to the back." She moved him to a table near the kitchen, far away from Luca. Luca watched them go. "She has fire," Matteo said quietly. "She is terrified," Luca said, "but she stands tall." "Frank Sutton," Matteo said. "That's the ex, gambler, drinker, violent." Luca's jaw tightened. "Keep watching him," Luca said. That night, Ava walked home. She carried Eli part of the way. He was too tired to walk. They reached the apartment door. A box sat on the mat. Ava stopped. She put Eli down. "Stay back," she whispered. She approached the box. It was cardboard, plain. She opened the flaps. It was full of groceries, pasta, sauce, fresh fruit, juice. And on top, a box of medication, antibiotics, and a new inhaler. Ava's breath caught. There was no note. She looked down the hall. It was empty. She looked at the box. This was hundreds of dollars. She knew who sent it. Ava felt anger. She felt relief. The emotions warred in her chest. She took the box inside. She had to. Eli needed the medicine. She locked the door. She fed Eli. She gave him the medicine. She sat by the window all night. She watched the street. The black car was there, down the block, watching. Ava felt trapped. Friday came, payday. Ava went to the office. Steve handed her an envelope. It felt thin. Ava opened it. It was empty. Just a stub. "What is this?" she asked. "Garnish," Steve said. "Frank came by. Said he damaged the apartment. Landlord called. We have to deduct it." "Frank doesn't own the apartment," Ava shouted. "I do. You can't give him my money." "Talk to the landlord," Steve said. "Or talk to Frank." Ava felt panic. It rose in her throat. It choked her. "I need this money," she said. "My brother is sick." "Not my problem," Steve said. "Get to work." Ava walked out of the office. Her vision blurred. She worked the shift in a daze. She dropped a fork. She mixed up an order. At closing time, she was the last one out. She opened the back door. Frank stood there. He smelled of cheap whiskey. He smiled. "Thanks for the paycheck, babe," he said. Ava saw red. "You stole from me," she said. "You stole from a child." "I took what I'm owed," Frank said. He stepped closer. He pinned her against the wall. His hand went to her throat. "Now," he said. "Let's talk about next week." Ava clawed at his hand. She couldn't breathe. Black spots danced in her eyes. Let her go. The voice was not loud, but it cut through the air like a blade. Frank froze. He looked over his shoulder. Luca stood 10 feet away. He stood under the street lamp. His shadow was long. Matteo stood behind him. Frank released Ava. She slumped against the wall. She gasped for air. "This is a private conversation," Frank said. Luca took a step forward, then another. He moved with deadly grace. "Nothing is private on my street," Luca said. "Who are you?" Frank asked. He tried to sound tough. He failed. "I am the man telling you to leave," Luca said. "Now." Frank looked at Luca's suit. He looked at Matteo's gun bulge under his jacket. Frank stepped back. "You're making a mistake," Frank said. "She's mine." Luca stopped. He was very close to Frank now. "She belongs to no one," Luca said. "Go." Frank sneered. He looked at Ava. "This isn't over," he spat. He ran down the alley. Ava slid down the wall. She held her throat. Luca knelt in front of her. He did not touch her. "Breathe," he said. Ava looked at him. He was terrifying. He was beautiful. "Why?" she whispered. "Because I could not watch," Luca said. "He will come back," Ava said. "Let him," Luca said. His voice was cold. "We will be waiting." Ava looked at his hands. There were scars on his knuckles. "I cannot pay you," she said. "I do not want payment," Luca said. He stood up. He offered a hand. Ava looked at it. She hesitated. Then she took it. He pulled her up. He was strong, solid. "Go home, Ava," he said. "Matteo will drive you." "I can walk," Ava said. "Not tonight," Luca said. It was an order. Ava got in the car. The next morning, Ava went to the cafe. She was early. She wanted to tell Steve she quit. She couldn't work here if Frank could take her money. Steve met her at the door. "You're fired," he said. Ava stopped. "What?" "Customer. Complaints," Steve said. "Clumsy, rude. We don't need the drama." "Steve, please," Ava said. "I need this job." "Done," Steve said. "Get out." Ava stood on the sidewalk. The door slammed shut. She had no job, no money, a sick brother, and a violent ex. She felt despair. It was heavy. It crushed her. She walked home. She found Eli on the floor. He was blue. He was wheezing. The inhaler was empty. The new one was at the apartment, but she was here now. "Eli!" she screamed. She grabbed him. She ran to the phone. It was dead, cut off. She ran into the hall. She banged on the neighbor's door. No answer. She ran back to Eli. "Breathe, baby, breathe," she cried. Sirens wailed outside. They stopped in front of the building. Heavy footsteps ran up the stairs. Paramedics burst through the door. "We got a call," one shouted. "Respiratory distress." They put a mask on Eli. They loaded him onto a stretcher. Ava followed them. She climbed into the ambulance. "Who called?" she asked. "My phone is dead." The paramedic shrugged. "Anonymous tip." Ava looked out the back window. The black car was parked down the street. At the hospital, they stabilized Eli. He slept in a white bed. The machines beeped steadily. Ava sat in the plastic chair. She held his hand. A nurse came in. "Billing information?" Ava asked. She braced herself. "It is covered," the nurse said. "What?" "Paid in full," the nurse said. "Private donor." Ava closed her eyes. The door opened. Luca walked in. He didn't look at Ava. He walked to the bed. He looked at Eli. "He is sleeping," Ava whispered. Luca nodded. He looked tired. "How did you know?" Ava asked. "I watch," Luca said. "You got me fired," Ava said. It was a guess, but she knew it was true. Luca looked at her. His eyes were unapologetic. "That place was not safe," he said. "Frank knew where to find you." "I needed the money," Ava said. "Now I have nothing." "You have him," Luca said. He pointed to Eli. "And he has breath." Ava looked at Eli. Luca was right. "Why are you doing this?" Ava asked. "We are strangers." Luca looked at Eli's sleeping face. Something shifted in his expression. Pain. Deep and old. "I had a son," Luca said. "Once." The silence hung in the room. Ava's breath caught. "What happened?" "He died," Luca said, "because I was not watching." He turned to look at her. "I am watching now," he said. Ava felt her anger melt. It was replaced by sadness and gratitude. "Thank you," she said. "Do not thank me yet," Luca said. He turned and walked out. Ava brought Eli home the next day. Frank was waiting. He sat on the front steps. He held a baseball bat. "You think you're smart?" Frank yelled. "Getting your boyfriend to scare me?" Ava held Eli behind her. "Frank, go home," she said. "This is my home." Frank swung the bat. It hit the railing. Wood splintered. "I'm going to teach you a lesson," Frank said. "Both of you." He stepped forward. Tires screeched. 2 SUVs pulled up. 4 men jumped out. They wore suits. They moved. Fast. One of them was Matteo. Frank tried to run. He didn't make it. Matteo tackled him. The other men grabbed him. They dragged him toward the second SUV. Frank screamed, "Let me go! Police!" Matteo punched him. Frank went limp. They threw him in the trunk. Matteo walked over to Ava. He straightened his tie. "Mr. Romano sends his regards," Matteo said. "Where are you taking him?" Ava asked. Her voice shook. "Away," Matteo said. "Will he come back?" Matteo looked at her. His eyes were cold. "No," Matteo said. "He will not." The SUVs drove away. The street was quiet. Ava stood there. She held Eli. She felt relief, but she also felt terror. Frank was gone, really gone. She went inside. She packed a bag. Just essentials, clothes, medicine, the sketchbook. She didn't know where she was going, but she knew she couldn't stay here. She walked to the window. A gray sedan was parked across the street. It wasn't Luca's car. It wasn't Matteo. The window rolled down. A man watched her. He held a phone. He wasn't looking at her with lust like Frank. He was looking at her like a target. Ava realized then. Luca had removed one threat, but he had invited another. She was part of his world now. Ava felt a shiver run through her body. She picked up the phone. She dialed the number on the card she had memorized before throwing it away. "Romano," a voice answered. It was him. "I need help," Ava whispered. "Stay there," Luca said. "I am coming." Ava hung up. She sat on the floor with Eli. She waited for the monster to come save her. The gray sedan sat across the street. The man inside watched. Ava paced the small living room. Her bag was packed. It sat by the door. Eli sat on the sofa. He hugged his knees. A knock sounded at the door. Ava froze. Her heart hammered. Luca said he was coming, but he had a key. He would not knock. She moved to the peephole. A man stood there. He was not Luca. He was older. He had a thick neck and a scar on his chin. "Miss Russo," he called. "Open up." "Go away," Ava said. "I am calling the police." "The police are busy," the man said. "I am Carlo Vitale. I want to talk." Ava felt cold. Vitale. It was the other name people whispered, the rival family. "We have nothing to talk about," Ava said. "We have a mutual friend," Carlo said. "Frank. He seems to have vanished." Ava stepped back. Her hand found the lock. She checked it twice. "I don't know where he is," she said. "I think you do," Carlo said. "Or your new boyfriend does." He leaned closer to the door. "Tell Luca he broke the truce," Carlo said. "Tell him I am coming." "Leave us alone," Ava shouted. "Choose your friends wisely, girl," Carlo said. "Romano is a sinking ship." He laughed. It was a dry, rasping sound. Footsteps approached from the hallway. Heavy, fast. "Carlo," a deep voice rumbled. Ava's breath caught. It was Luca. "Luca," Carlo said. "I was just welcoming the neighbor." "She is not your neighbor," Luca said. "Step away from the door." "Or what?" Carlo asked. "Or—" "You join Frank," Luca said. The silence stretched. It was thick with violence. "You are making a mistake," Carlo said, "protecting a stray." "Go," Luca said. Ava heard Carlo walk away. His footsteps faded. "Ava," Luca said, "open the door." Ava unlocked it. She threw it open. Luca stood there. He wore a black coat. Matteo stood behind him. They looked ready for war. "We have to leave," Luca said. "Now." "He knows," Ava whispered. "He knows about Frank." "He guesses," Luca said. "He does not know." He looked at Eli. Eli was pale. "Grab the bag," Luca ordered. Ava grabbed the bag. She grabbed Eli's hand. They walked out. They left the apartment door unlocked. It didn't matter anymore. They got into the black SUV. Ava sat in the back with Eli. Luca sat in the front. The car moved. The city blurred. "Where are we going?" Ava asked. "My estate," Luca said. "It is outside the city. It is secure." "For how long?" Luca looked in the rearview mirror. His eyes found hers. "Until it is safe," he said. Ava looked out the window. Her old life was gone. The cafe, the apartment. She was a refugee now. The drive took an hour. The buildings turned into trees. The noise of the city faded. They turned onto a private road. Iron gates blocked the way. Matteo pressed a button. The gates opened slowly. The estate was massive. A stone mansion sat on a hill. It looked like a fortress. High walls, cameras, men patrolling the grounds. Ava felt small. "This is your house?" she asked. "It is my home," Luca said. They parked in a circular driveway. The front door opened. An older woman stepped out. She wore an apron. She had gray hair and a kind face. "Mrs. Gianna," Luca said. "This is Ava and Eli." Mrs. Gianna smiled. It was warm, real. "Welcome," she said. "Come inside. It is freezing." They walked into the foyer. The floors were marble. A chandelier hung from the ceiling. It sparkled. Eli looked up. His mouth opened slightly. "Are you hungry?" Mrs. Gianna asked. Eli nodded. "Come to the kitchen," she said. I made soup." Ava followed her. She felt out of place. Her boots were scuffed. Her coat was cheap. The kitchen was huge. It smelled of basil and garlic. Mrs. Gianna served them bowls of minestrone. It was hot, delicious. Ava ate. She realized she hadn't eaten all day. Luca stood by the counter. He watched them. He did not eat. "Matteo will show you the rooms," Luca said. "We can sleep on the couch," Ava said. "We have rooms," Luca said. "Use them." He turned and walked out. Ava watched him go. He seemed distant, cold again. "He is stressed," Mrs. Gianna said softly. "Do not mind him." "He is scary," Ava said. "He is a man carrying the world," Mrs. Gianna said. "He protects what is his." Ava looked at Eli. He scraped the bottom of his bowl. She felt a pang of guilt. She had brought this danger to Luca's door. Later, Matteo showed them upstairs. "This is for you," he said. He opened a door. The room was beautiful. A large bed, a window overlooking the garden, and "The boy is next door," Matteo said. "No," Ava said. "He sleeps with me." Matteo looked at her. He nodded. "I will have a cot brought in," he said. That night the house was quiet. Too quiet. Eli slept on the cot. His breathing was steady. The new medicine worked. Ava lay in the big bed. She stared at the ceiling. She heard footsteps in the hall. Slow, heavy. They stopped outside her door. Ava held her breath. Her hand tightened on the sheets. The handle did not turn. The footsteps moved on. Ava realized then. He was patrolling. He was guarding them. She closed her eyes. She felt safe, and that terrified her. Morning brought sunlight. It streamed through the heavy curtains. Ava woke up. Eli was already awake. He sat by the window. He watched the guards outside. Ava dressed quickly. She wore jeans and a sweater. They went downstairs. The kitchen was busy. Mrs. Gianna was cooking eggs. Luca sat at the island. He drank espresso. He read a tablet. "Good morning," Mrs. Gianna sang out. Luca looked up. His eyes scanned Ava. He looked for fear. "Morning," Ava said. She sat down. Mrs. Gianna put a plate in front of her. "I can cook," Ava said. "You don't have to serve me." "You are a guest," Mrs. Gianna said. "Eat." Ava ate. She hated being idle. She hated being indebted. "I need to go to the pharmacy," Ava said. "We forgot toothbrushes." "Matteo will get them," Luca said. "I can go," Ava said. "I have money." "You cannot leave the grounds," Luca said. He did not look up from the tablet. Ava put her fork down. It clattered. "I am not a prisoner," she said. Luca looked at her then. His face was hard. "You are a target," he said. "Carlo is watching. If you step outside that gate, you are gone." "So I stay here forever?" Ava asked. "Hiding?" "You stay here until I say it is safe," Luca said. Ava stood up. Her chair scraped the floor. "I make my own decisions," she said. "Not when they involve a child's life," Luca said. His voice was low. Dangerous. Ava flushed. He was right, and she hated it. She grabbed Eli's hand. "We are going to the garden," she said. "Is that allowed?" "Within the walls," Luca said. "Yes." Ava stormed out. She walked into the garden. The cold air felt good on her hot face. The garden was dead for winter. Brown vines, bare trees, but it was large. Eli let go of her hand. He ran to a stone bench. A cat sat there. It was orange, scruffy. "Careful, Eli," Ava called. Eli reached out. The cat did not run. It bumped its head against his hand. Eli smiled. He sat down. He petted the cat. Ava watched him. She crossed her arms. She felt trapped. This beautiful house was a cage. A door opened behind her. She turned. Luca walked out. He wore a thick sweater. He walked to Eli. He knelt down. "That is Leo," Luca said. "He is a stray, like us." Eli looked at Luca. He pointed to the cat's ear. It was torn. "He fights," Luca said, "but he always comes home." Luca reached into his pocket. He pulled out a small bag of treats. He handed it to Eli. "Give him one," Luca said. Eli offered a treat. The cat ate it gently. Ava watched them, the feared mafia boss and the mute boy. Luca's hands were large, scarred, but he touched the cat with care. "He likes you," Luca said to Eli. Eli looked at Luca. He opened his mouth. He closed it. Then a sound. Read." Ava gasped. Her hand flew to her mouth. It was a whisper, rough, unused, but it was a word. Luca did not look surprised. He did not make a big deal. "Read?" Luca asked. "You want a story?" Eli nodded. "I have books," Luca said. "Inside, in the library." Eli stood up. He looked at Ava. Ava was crying. Silent tears ran down her face. "Go," she whispered. "Go with him." Eli took Luca's hand. Luca looked at Ava. Something shifted in his expression. It was soft, vulnerable. "Coming?" he asked. Ava nodded. She followed them inside. She felt something break in her chest. The wall she built around her heart, it cracked. The library was warm. Fireplace, leather chairs. Luca read to Eli. He read an adventure book. Knights, dragons. His voice was perfect for it. Deep, commanding. Ava sat in the corner. She pretended to read a magazine, but she watched them. Eli sat on the rug. He listened intently. Luca finished the chapter. "More tomorrow," Luca said. Eli nodded. He yawned. Mrs. Gianna came to take Eli for a snack. Ava stayed. Luca stood up. He put the book on the shelf. "He spoke," Ava said. "He was ready," Luca said. "He hasn't spoken in a year," Ava said, "since our mother died." Luca turned to the fire. He stared at the flames. "Grief is a heavy coat," Luca said. "Sometimes you need help to take it off." "You helped him," Ava said. "He helped himself," Luca said. He walked to the liquor cabinet. He poured 2 glasses of amber liquid. He offered one to Ava. "Drink," he said. "You look like you need it." Ava took the glass. She took a sip. It burned. It warmed her. "Thank you," she said. "For everything." "I told you," Luca said. "Do not thank me." "Why not?" "Because I am the reason you are here," Luca said. "I am the reason you are in danger." "Carlo?" Ava asked. "Carlo hates me," Luca said. "He sees you as a weakness, a way to hurt me." "Why does he hate you?" Luca finished his drink in one swallow. "Because I exist," Luca said, "and because I took what was his." "What did you take?" "Territory," Luca said. "Power, everything." He looked tired. The firelight cast shadows on his face. He looked like a fallen angel. "Go rest, Ava," he said. Ava wanted to stay. She wanted to ask him more, but she saw the dismissal in his eyes. "Okay," she said. She left him with his ghosts. That night, Ava could not sleep. She wore a silk robe Mrs. Gianna had lent her. It was soft. She walked to the terrace door. It was unlocked. She stepped out. The air was freezing. The moon was full. Luca was there. He leaned against the stone railing. He smoked a cigar. The smoke curled into the night. He didn't turn. "You should be asleep," he said. "I couldn't sleep," Ava said. "Too quiet." "The silence is loud," Luca agreed. Ava walked to the railing. She stood 6 feet away. She respected his space. "Tell me," she said. "Tell you what?" "Why you looked at Eli like that, in the hospital." Luca took a drag of the cigar. He exhaled slowly. "I told you," he said. "I had a son." "Tell me the rest," Ava said. Luca looked at her. His eyes were dark pools. "You are persistent," he said. "I am here because of you," Ava said. "I deserve to know." Luca nodded. He looked out at the dark grounds. "His name was Leo," Luca said. like the cat. Ava's breath caught. And my wife, Maria. He flicked ash over the railing. It was 3 years ago, Luca said. His voice was flat, devoid of emotion. That made it worse. We were going to dinner. Anniversary, I was late. Business. He gripped the railing. His knuckles turned white. They went to the car. I was in the doorway. I waved. He stopped. He swallowed hard. The car exploded, Luca said. A bomb, under the chassis. Ava gasped. She covered her mouth. Meant for me, Luca said. Carlo's brother put it there. I killed him for it. But it did not bring them back. He turned to her. His face was a mask of agony. I watched them burn, Ava. I stood there and watched. Ava moved without thinking. She stepped closer. She put a hand on his arm. His muscle tightened, hard as rock. I am so sorry, she whispered. I built this house to keep them safe, Lucas said, but walls do not stop fire. He looked at her hand on his arm. He did not pull away. That is why I helped Eli, Lucas said. He is innocent. He deserves a chance. You are saving him, Ava said. I am trying, Lucas said, but death follows me. He looked into her eyes. The intensity was overwhelming. You should leave, he said. Take the money I gave you. Run far away. I can't, Ava said. Why? Because I am safe here, she said. With you. Luca shook his head. You are in the belly of the beast, he said. Maybe the beast is not so bad, Ava said. Luca dropped the cigar. He stepped on it. He reached out. He touched a strand of her hair. Do not fall for the monster, Ava, he whispered. He will only break you. I am already broken, Ava said. Then we are a match, Luca said. He pulled his hand back. The moment broke. Go inside, he said. It is cold. Ava went inside. She felt his eyes on her back. She lay in bed. Her heart raced. She knew he was dangerous. She knew he was damaged. But she wanted to heal him. The next day, the tension in the house spiked. Matteo was on the phone constantly. The guards were doubled. Ava found Luca in the study. What is happening? She asked. Carlo, Luca said. He is moving. Moving where? He has a men watching the perimeter, Luca said. He is testing us. Ava felt fear return. Is he going to attack? If he is stupid, Luca said, and Carlo is very stupid. Eli ran into the room. He held a picture he drew. It was the house, with big black walls and a giant stick figure, standing on top. Is that you? Ava asked. Eli pointed to Luca. Luca looked at the drawing. He smiled grimly. I need a bigger gun, Luca said. Eli laughed. A silent shake of his shoulders. Ava did not laugh. She saw the gun on Luca's desk. It was real, loaded. Stay inside today, Luca said, away from the windows. Is it that bad? Ava asked. Just precaution, Luca said, but Ava saw the look he shared with Matteo. It was serious. That evening, a storm rolled in. Rain lashed against the glass. Thunder shook the house. They ate dinner in the kitchen. Mrs. Gianna was quiet. Suddenly a crash. Glass shattered. Something flew through the kitchen window. It landed on the floor with a heavy thud. Ava screamed. She grabbed Eli. She pulled him under the table. Luca was moving instantly. He flipped the table for cover. He had a gun in his hand. Where did it come from? Down! He roared. Matteo burst in. Perimeter breach! Luca looked at the object on the floor. It was a brick, wrapped in paper. Luca kicked it over. He read the note. No one is safe. Luca's face went deadly calm. The anger was gone. Only ice remained. Lockdown? Luca ordered. Seal the house. Boss, Matteo said. They are at the gate. Let them come, Luca said. He turned to Ava. She huddled under the table with Eli. She was shaking. Luca knelt. He looked at her. I promised you safety, he said. They are here, Ava whispered. They will not get in, Luca said. I swear it. He touched her cheek. His hand was warm. Take Eli to the cellar, Luca said. Mrs. Gianna knows the way. Go. What about you? Ava asked. Luca stood up. He checked his weapon. I have work to do, he said. He turned to the door. Ava watched him go. He walked into the dark hallway. Outside, a gunshot cracked. Then another. The war had arrived. And Ava realized with terrifying clarity she would do anything to keep this man alive. She grabbed Eli. Run, she said. They ran toward the cellar door. The sound of chaos erupted around them. The cellar door was heavy oak. Mrs. Gianna pulled it open. Inside, she shouted. Quickly! Ava pushed Eli forward. The noise upstairs was deafening. Gunshots, shouting, the sound of breaking furniture. They ran down the wooden stairs. The cellar was cold. It was dark. Mrs. Gianna fumbled for a light switch. A single bulb flickered on. Ava looked around. Wine racks lined the walls. Dust motes danced in the dim light. Where is he? Ava asked. She looked down. Her hand was empty. Ava felt terror. It slammed into her chest. Eli! She screamed. She spun around. The stairs were empty. He was right behind me, Mrs. Gianna said. Her face was gray. He went back, Ava whispered. The cat. He went for Leo. Ava started up the stairs. Mrs. Gianna grabbed her arm. You cannot go up there, she said. It is a war zone. He is my brother, Ava said. She ripped her arm free. Ava ran up the stairs. She burst into the hallway. Smoke filled the air. It stung her eyes. She kept low. She ran toward the kitchen. The back door was where the cat slept. A man in a ski mask ran past the doorway. He held a rifle. He did not see her. Ava pressed herself against the wall. Her heart beat in her throat. She reached the kitchen. It was destroyed. The table was overturned. Glass covered the floor. Eli! She screamed. A small whimper came from the pantry. Ava ran to it. She yanked the door open. Eli sat on the floor. He clutched the orange cat. He was shaking. Oh, thank God, Ava said. She grabbed him. She grabbed the cat. We have to move, she said. A shadow fell over them. Ava looked up. A man stood in the kitchen doorway. He was huge. He wore a tactical vest. He held a knife. He saw them. He smiled beneath his mask. Found the little mice, he said. Ava shoved Eli behind her. She looked for a weapon, a knife, a pan, anything. The counter was empty. The man stepped closer. The knife glinted in the dim light. Carlo pays extra for the girl, he said. Ava felt panic, but she also felt rage. Don't touch him, she spat. The man lunged. Ava braced herself. A gunshot rang out. It was loud, close. The man jerked. A red hole appeared in his chest. He looked surprised. He fell forward. He hit the floor with a heavy thud. Luca stood in the doorway. He looked wrecked. His shirt was torn. Blood soaked the left side of his chest. His face was bruised, but his gun was steady. Luca, Ava breathed. Luca stepped over the body. He kicked the knife away. Are you hurt? He asked. His voice was rough. No, Ava said. We are okay. Luca looked at Eli. He looked at the cat. He nodded once. Go, Luca said. To the study. It is secure. You are bleeding, Ava said. Go, Luca shouted. Glass shattered in the hallway. More men were coming. Ava grabbed Eli. She ran. She looked back once. Luca stood in the doorway. He reloaded his gun. He was a wall between them and the darkness. They reached the study. Matteo was there. He held a shotgun. In here, Matteo said. He pulled them inside. He locked the heavy door. He engaged the steel bolts. Where is Luca? Ava asked. He is finishing it, Matteo said. Ava sat Eli on the leather sofa. She took the cat. She put it on the floor. Stay here, she told Eli. Do not move. She went to Matteo. He is hurt, she said. Badly. He knows, Matteo said. He will not stop. He will die, Ava said. He protects his own, Matteo said. The shooting stopped. The silence stretched. It was worse than the noise. Ava stared at the door. She willed it to open. Minutes passed. They felt like hours. Then a knock. 3 sharp raps. Open, Luca's voice called. Matteo unlocked the bolts. He opened the door. Luca walked in. He swayed. He dropped his gun on the desk. It made a heavy clatter. He looked at Ava. He looked at Eli. Safe? He asked. Safe, Ava said. Luca nodded. His eyes rolled back. He collapsed. Luca! Ava screamed. She ran to him. She fell to her knees. Matteo was there instantly. He turned Luca over. The blood was everywhere. It pooled on the rug. Shoulder, Matteo said, and side. He lost a lot. Get the kit, Ava ordered. Now! Matteo ran to a cabinet. He pulled out a red box. Ava ripped Luca's shirt open. Buttons scattered across the floor. The wound on his shoulder was deep. A bullet hole. The one on his side was a graze, a long, ugly slice from a knife. Pressure, Ava said. Give me pads. Matteo handed her the gauze. Ava pressed down on the shoulder. Luca groaned. He was unconscious, but his body reacted to the pain. I need hot water, Ava said, and towels. Mrs. Gianna ran into the room. She had heard the shouting. I will get them, she said. Ava looked at Matteo. Is the house clear? Guards are sweeping, Matteo said. It looks clear. They ran. Good, Ava said. Call the doctor. Doctor is an hour away, Matteo said. Roads are blocked by the storm. Ava looked at Luca's pale face. His lips were blue. We don't have an hour, she said. She looked at the wound. She had seen bad things in her neighborhood. She knew basics. I have to stop the bleeding, she said. She pressed harder. Her hands were covered in his blood. It was warm, sticky. Don't you die, she whispered. Do not dare. Luca's eyes fluttered. He looked at her. Ava, he breathed. I am here, she said. Eli? He is safe, Ava said. He is right there. Eli stood by the sofa. He watched with wide eyes. He held the cat tight. Luca closed his eyes again. Good, he whispered. Ava worked. She cleaned the wound. She packed it. She bandaged it tight. Matteo helped. Mrs. Gianna brought blankets. They lifted him onto the sofa. He was heavy, dead weight. Ava sat on the floor beside him. She held his hand. She checked his pulse. It was weak, thready. He needs a hospital, Mrs. Gianna said. She was crying. We cannot move him, Matteo said. Carlo might have men on the road. So we wait, Ava said. She squeezed Luca's hand. Fight, Luca, she said. You fight for everything else. Fight for this. The night dragged on. The storm raged outside. Thunder shook the windows. Ava did not move. She changed the bandages when they soaked through. Matteo paced the room. He checked his phone. Carlo is silent, Matteo said. That scares me. He is regrouping, Ava said. Or celebrating, Matteo said grimly. Eli fell asleep on the armchair. The cat slept on his chest. Ava watched Luca's chest, up and down, shallow. She thought about the cafe, the bruises, the way he looked at her when he gave Eli the chocolate. She realized she didn't just need him. She wanted him. She leaned her head on the sofa near his arm. I never thanked you, she whispered. Properly. She touched his forehead. It was burning. Fever. She dipped a cloth in cool water. She wiped his face. He flinched. Shh, she soothed. It's okay. His eyes opened again. They were clearer this time. You stayed, he said. His voice was a rasp. Where would I go? Ava asked. Away, Luca said. Safe. I am safe, Ava said. Look at me, Luca said. He gestured to his bloody chest. This is not safe. You are alive, Ava said. Barely, Luca said. He tried to shift. He hissed in pain. Stop moving, Ava scolded. Luca looked at Eli. The boy? Sleeping, Ava said. Luca let out a breath. I saw the man, Luca said. With the knife. I thought I was too late. You were right on time, Ava said. I was terrified, Luca admitted. The confession hung in the air. The mafia boss. Terrified. You? Ava asked. Losing you, Luca said. It felt like the fire again. Ava's breath caught. You didn't lose us, she said. Not tonight, Luca said, but Carlo is still out there. We will handle him, Ava said. We? Luca asked. A ghost of a smile touched his lips. Yes, Ava said. We. She leaned down. She kissed his forehead. Rest now. Luca watched her. His eyes were heavy. Stay, he whispered. I am not going anywhere, Ava said. He closed his eyes. His breathing deepened. He slept. Morning broke. The rain stopped. The sun was blinding on the wet grass. Ava was stiff. Her back ached. She checked Luca. His fever was down. The bandage was dry. He was going to make it. Ava let out a sob. She hadn't realized she was holding it in. Matteo entered the room. He looked exhausted. Doctor is here, Matteo said. Finally. A man with a black bag walked in. He checked Luca. He nodded. Good work, the doctor said to Ava. You stopped the bleeding. You saved him. Ava felt relief wash over her. She stood up. Her legs wobbled. I need coffee, she said. She walked to the kitchen. It was cleaned up. The glass was gone. Mrs. Gianna was making toast. He is okay? Mrs. Gianna asked. He is okay, Ava said. She sat at the island. She stared at the wall. She heard a noise behind her. Eli walked in. He held a piece of paper. He climbed onto the stool next to her. For Luca? He asked. His voice was quiet, raspy. Ava looked at the paper. It was a drawing. It showed the black house. But now there were 3 stick figures on top. A big one, a medium one, and a small one. Holding hands. Ava smiled through her tears. Yes, she said. For Luca. Matteo walked into the kitchen. He looked serious. Ava, he said, we have a problem. Ava stiffened. What? Carlo, Matteo said. He knows Luca is hit. He is calling the other families. He wants to strike while the head is cut. Luca cannot fight, Ava said. He will try, Matteo said, as soon as he wakes up. Ava stood up. No, she said. He rests. Someone has to show strength, Matteo said, or we lose the territory. Ava looked at the drawing in Eli's hand. She thought about the fear, the running, the hiding. She was tired of running. I will talk to him, Ava said. She walked back to the study. The doctor was packing up. Luca was awake. He was trying to sit up. Lie down, Ava ordered. Luca looked at her. He was pale, but his eyes were sharp. Matteo told me, Luca said. Carlo is circling. Let him circle, Ava said. I have to go, Luca said. I have to show my face. You cannot walk, Ava said. You will collapse. Then prop me up, Luca said. He swung his legs off the sofa. He gritted his teeth. Sweat beaded on his forehead. Ava stood in front of him. She put her hands on his shoulders. Stop, she said. I cannot stop, Luca said. They will kill you. They will come back. There is another way, Ava said. What way? Matteo goes, Ava said, with your message, with your seal. It is not enough, Luca said. It is if you give him something, Ava said, something that proves you are not weak. Like what? Information, Ava said, about Frank. Luca frowned. Frank? Carlo used Frank, Ava said, to get to me, to find you. If the other families know Carlo used an outsider, a junkie, to break the truce. Luca's eyes widened. It is dishonorable, Luca said. The commission hates sloppy work. Exactly, Ava said. Send Matteo. Tell them Carlo brought a civilian into the war. They will turn on him. Luca looked at her. He looked impressed. You think like a boss, he said. I think like a survivor, Ava said. Luca nodded. Get Matteo, he said. 2 hours later, Matteo left. He took the black car. The house was quiet again. But the tension was different. It was a waiting game. Ava sat with Luca. He was in the master bedroom now, in a real bed. Eli sat on the foot of the bed. He read his book aloud. The dragon flew away, Eli read. He stumbled on the words, but he kept going. Luca listened. He closed his eyes. You are doing good, Eli, Luca whispered. Eli beamed. Ava watched them. Her heart was full. She realized she had found it. The thing she searched for her whole life. Family, not blood, but bond. Luca opened his eyes. They found hers. Come here, he said. Ava climbed onto the bed. She lay beside him, careful of his wound. He put his arm around her. If this works, Luca said, Carlo is finished. And if it doesn't, Ava asked, then we fight, Luca said, together. Ava rested her head on his chest. She heard his heart, strong, steady. Together, she repeated. The phone on the nightstand rang. Luca tensed. Ava sat up. Luca picked it up. Romano, he said. He listened. His face gave nothing away. Ava held her breath. Eli stopped reading. Luca hung up. He looked at Ava. Matteo delivered the message, Luca said. And? The commission agreed, Luca said. Carlo is out. They stripped his rank. Ava let out a gasp. It is over? For now, Luca said. Carlo is on the run. He has no men, no money. He is gone, Ava said. He is a ghost, Luca said. But he is powerless. Luca pulled her close again. We won, he said. Ava closed her eyes. We won. She felt a tear slide down her cheek. For the first time in years, she didn't look at the door. She didn't check the lock. She just lay there, safe. The bedroom was quiet. The machines monitoring Luca were gone. The doctor said he didn't need them. Ava sat in the armchair. She watched him sleep. His chest rose and fell. It was a steady rhythm, but he was pale. The bandage on his shoulder was stark white against his tan skin. Matteo stood by the door. He checked his watch. Ava, Matteo said. His voice was low. I am not leaving, Ava said. She did not look away from Luca. The boss is stable, Matteo said, but the house is still on high alert. We should move you to the safe room. This is the safe room, Ava said, because he is here. Matteo sighed. He rubbed his face. He looked exhausted. You are stubborn, Matteo said. Like him. Someone has to be, Ava said. Eli sat on the floor. He played with the orange cat, Leo. He was quiet, but he wasn't scared anymore. Ava felt a tightness in her chest. She looked at Luca's hand resting on the sheet. She wanted to touch him, but she was afraid to wake him. Matteo, Ava said, what happens now? Now we rebuild, Matteo said. Carlo is running, but a rat is dangerous when cornered. Ava nodded. She knew that. Frank had been a rat, and he had hurt her. Did you find Frank? Ava asked. Matteo paused. His eyes found hers. They were cold. Frank is not your concern, Matteo said. He is handled. Ava shivered. She knew what that meant. She looked back at Luca. He was a dangerous man. He did terrible things, but he did them for her. Luca stirred. He groaned. His eyes fluttered open. Water, he rasped. Ava moved instantly. She poured a glass. She lifted his head gently. Drink, she said. He drank. He coughed. He fell back against the pillows. Matteo, Luca said. His voice was weak. Here, boss, Matteo said. Update, Luca ordered. Carlo is in the wind, Matteo said, but the commission frozen his assets. His men are deserting him. Find him, Luca said. End it. We are looking, Matteo said. Luca closed his eyes. He looked frustrated. I should be out there, Luca said. You need to heal, Ava said. She put her hand on his arm. Luca looked at her. His eyes softened. I hate this, he said, lying here. You earned the rest, Ava said. Rest is for the dead, Luca said. Don't say that, Ava said sharply. She stood up. She walked to the window. She looked at the garden. It was gray and wet. She felt fear. It lingered in the corners of her mind. Eli walked over to the bed. He held a piece of paper. It was folded. He poked Luca's arm. Luca looked down. Hey, little man, Luca whispered. Eli held out the paper. What is this? Luca asked. Eli pointed to the desk in the corner. The desk where Luca had left his gun before the fight. He found it, Ava said, before the attack. Luca's face went pale, paler than before. Eli, Luca said, give that to me. Eli shook his head. He walked to Ava. He handed the paper to her. Ava read, Eli whispered. Ava took the paper. Her hand shook. Ava, no, Luca said. Do not read it. Ava unfolded the paper. It was handwriting, Luca's handwriting, sharp, jagged. If you are reading this, I am gone. Everything belongs to Ava Russo. The house, the icy accounts, the territory. Matteo, protect them. Use the offshore funds. Get them out of the country. Ava, I am sorry. I tried to keep the darkness away, but I am made of it. Live for me. Be happy. L. Ava's breath caught. Tears blurred her vision. She looked at Luca. He looked away. He stared at the wall. His jaw was tight. You wrote a will, Ava said. I wrote a goodbye, Luca said. You thought you were going to die, Ava said. I knew Carlo was coming, Luca said. I knew the odds. Ava walked to the bed. She sat on the edge. You left us everything, she said. It is just money, Luca said, and a house. It is safety, Ava said. It is a future. It is blood money, Luca said, but it spends the same. Ava wiped her eyes. She felt overwhelmed. You are an idiot, she said. Luca looked at her. He looked surprised. What? You think money is what we want? Ava asked. You think we want the house without you? It is better than nothing, Luca said. It is nothing without you, Ava said. She crumpled the paper. She threw it on the floor. I don't want your money, Luca. I want you. The silence stretched. Luca watched her. His expression was raw, vulnerable. I am broken, Ava, he said. I am scarred. I have enemies. We all have scars, Ava said. She touched her cheek where the bruise was fading. You deserve light, Luca said. I am only shadow. Shadows can protect, Ava said. Shadows provide shelter from the heat. She leaned down. She kissed him. It was soft, gentle. Do not leave us again, she whispered. Do not write any more notes. Luca reached up. He touched her hair. Okay, he said. No more notes. Eli climbed onto the bed. He sat by Luca's feet. He patted Luca's leg. Family, Eli said. It was a new word, clear, loud. Luca looked at the boy. Tears filled his eyes. He blinked them away. Yes, Luca said. Family. 2 days later, the news came. Ava was in the kitchen. She was making soup. It was domestic, normal. Matteo walked in. He looked different. His shoulders were lower. He smiled. Boss wants to see you, Matteo said. Ava turned off the stove. She wiped her hands. She walked to the study. Luca was sitting up. He was dressed. He wore a white shirt, unbuttoned at the top to accommodate the bandage. He stood by the window. You are out of bed, Ava scolded. I got the call, Luca said. He turned. He looked strong again. The color was back in his face. Carlo? Ava asked. Found, Luca said, in a motel outside Jersey. Is he arrested? Luca said. The commission tipped off the feds. Anonymous call. Ava let out a breath she didn't know she was holding. Arrested? He will go away forever, Luca said. RICO charges, murder, racketeering. He is buried. He is not dead? Ava asked. Death is too easy, Luca said. Prison, for a man like Carlo? That is hell. He will lose his mind. Ava nodded. It felt right. Justice without more blood. So it is over, she said. The thread is gone, Luca said. He walked to his desk. He picked up a file. I have something for you, he said. Ava walked closer. What is it? Frank, Luca said. Ava froze. Her stomach tightened. I don't want to know, she said. You need to know, Luca said, so you do not look over your shoulder. He opened the file. He slid a photo across the desk. It was Frank. He was at a bus station. He held a ticket. He looked terrified. We gave him a choice, Luca said, a one-way ticket or a shallow grave. Where? Ava asked. West, Luca said. Far west. If he returns to New York, he dies. He knows this. Ava looked at the photo. Frank looked small, pathetic. She felt nothing. No fear, no anger, just indifference. Okay, she said. You are free, Ava, Luca said. I was already free, Ava said, when I came here. Luca walked around the desk. He stood in front of her. You can leave the estate now, he said. You can go to the city. You can shop. You can walk in the park. Will you come with me? Ava asked. Luca smiled. It reached his eyes. Try and stop me, he said. Ava wrapped her arms around his waist. She was careful of his wound. I don't want to go anywhere today, she said. No? No, Ava said. I want to stay here, with you and Eli. And the cat, Luca added. Ava laughed. And the cat. Luca kissed her head. Good, he said, because I was going to lock the gates anyway. Tyrant, Ava teased. Protector, Luca corrected. He lifted her chin. His eyes found hers. I love you, Ava. Ava's heart soared. I love you too. They stood in the sunlit study. The ghosts of the past were gone. Only the future remained. 6 months later. The garden was alive. It was spring. The brown vines were green. Roses bloomed in red and white. The air smelled of sweet grass and earth. Ava sat on the stone bench. She held a book, but she wasn't reading. She watched them. Luca stood on the lawn. He wore jeans and a t-shirt. He looked relaxed, happy. Eli stood across from him. He held a soccer ball. Kick it, Luca called. Use the side of your foot. Eli ran. He kicked the ball. It flew straight. Goal! Eli shouted. His voice was strong, clear. Luca laughed. He ran to catch the ball. He missed on purpose. He fell on the grass. Eli giggled. He jumped on Luca. They wrestled on the lawn. The orange cat, Leo, watched from the porch. He flicked his tail. Ava felt a warmth in her chest. It was constant now. She looked at the house. The stone didn't look like a fortress anymore. It looked like a home. Mrs. Gianna walked out with a tray. Lemonade, cookies. They have too much energy, Mrs. Gianna said. She sat beside Ava. Let them play, Ava said. They are making up for lost time. Mrs. Gianna patted Ava's hand. You look happy, Cara, she said. I am, Ava said. I really am. Luca stood up. He brushed grass from his clothes. He helped Eli up. They walked toward the bench. Did you see? Eli asked. I scored. I saw, Ava said. You are a champion. Eli grabbed a cookie. He ran off to share it with Leo. Luca sat next to Ava. He took her hand. He kissed her knuckles. He is getting tall, Luca said. It's the cooking, Ava said. Mrs. Gianna feeds him too much. Luca smiled. He looked at the garden. Then he looked at Ava. His expression shifted. He became serious. "Ava," he said. "What is it?" Ava asked. She felt a flutter of nerves. "I have a question," Luca said. "Okay." "I have the territory," Luca said. "I have the power. I have the money." "You do," Ava said. "But I am missing something," Luca said. "What?" "A partner," Luca said. "Officially." He reached into his pocket. He pulled out a small black box. Ava's breath caught. Her hand flew to her mouth. "Luca." He opened the box. A diamond sat inside. It was vintage, elegant. It sparkled in the sunlight. "It was my mother's," Luca said. "She wore it for 40 years. It represents endurance." He took the ring out. "Ava Russo," Luca said, "you walked into my life with bruises and fear, and you turned it into this." He gestured to the garden, to Eli playing, to the peace. "You saved me," Luca said. "Every day you save me." Tears streamed down Ava's face, happy tears. "Will you marry me?" Luca asked. "Will you be my family?" Ava looked at him. The man who scared Frank away. The man who read stories to her brother. The man who took a bullet for them. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes." "Yes," she shouted. Luca laughed. He slid the ring onto her finger. It fit perfectly. He pulled her into a kiss. It was deep, passionate. "You," a voice said. They broke apart. Eli stood there. He made a face. "Gross," Eli said. Luca grabbed him. He pulled him into a hug. He pulled Ava in too. "Get used to it, kid," Luca said. "She is stuck with me." "Papa is silly," Eli said to Ava. The world stopped. Ava looked at Luca. Luca froze. His eyes widened. "What did you say?" Luca whispered. Eli shrugged. "Papa," he said, "you are silly." Luca looked at Eli. A single tear rolled down his cheek. He pulled Eli tighter. He buried his face in the boy's hair. "Yeah," Luca choked out. "Yeah, I am." Ava wrapped her arms around both of them. The sun set over the estate. The walls were still high. The guards were still there. But inside there was only light. Ava looked at the ring on her finger. She looked at her family. She looked at Luca. He smiled. They were finally home.